So boys and girls, what we're going to talk about today is what to do if we ever get stuck on a tricky word. We can use more than one strategy to figure out that word. We shouldn't give up. If one strategy doesn't work, we just try another. So I'm going to go through all of these strategies with you, and then we're going to try it with a Piggy and Gerald book, okay? So the first one that I have here is this word that's stretched out, but I want you guys to pay attention to the arrows. To the arrows here. Over here is our left side, and over here is our right side. We always read from left to right. So if you're stuck on a tricky word, it's super important to remember, okay, I need to start with the G. And then I can read to the L, to the A, to the D, like this. Glad, glad, glad. We want to make sure we always start on the left side. So I'm going to write underneath the word, read, left to right. That's one strategy that we can use. If this strategy doesn't work for the word, we can always try these other strategies. So I want you guys to take a look right here at this picture in the middle. And we have a picture here with a magnifying glass. Now I'm going to call on a student, and I want you to be thinking, what could this one mean? What strategy do you think this is? If I have a magnifying glass to look at something, what could that mean? Let's see, I'm looking, Zayden's raising his hand, so I'm going to call on Zayden. Thanks for using the raise your hand button. Zayden, you may unmute. What do you think this strategy is?
Look at the picture to help me guess.
Yes, Zayden, that was perfect. Can the pictures help me? That's my question. Can the pictures help me? That's why we have the magnifying glass. Can the pictures help me? So that's another strategy. So if I'm stuck on a tricky word and I can't figure it out, and this strategy didn't help me, reading from left to right, I want to see if maybe the picture can help me. So if I see a picture here with trees and grass and blue skies, that's going to really help me think, okay, maybe this word that I'm looking at has to do with this picture. Thank you for your help. Okay, now I have this question mark here. What do you think this one's for? There's a question mark. Okay, I'm looking. JMO, do you want to help me out? What kind of strategy would involve a question mark? JMO, could I have you unmute? If I saw a question mark here, what do you think I'm wondering about the story? We use question marks to ask questions. And when would I be asking a question about a story?
And then you don't know.
If I don't know what's happening, right? So we use a question mark when we don't know what's happening. So we ask ourselves, did that make sense? So that's what this one is for. Did that make sense? Thanks, JMO, for your help. Did that make sense? Okay, we have 3 more. We're going to focus on this picture here. If you would like to help me figure out what this strategy is, use the raise your hand button. So, what are we using when we're reading? I'm going to call on Petra. Petra, what does this picture make you think of? Looking at it. So we want to make sure, does it look right? So that's what we're asking here. Does it look right? Does it look right? Okay, if the eyes are saying, does it look right? Elias, what do you think the ear is for? Hearing noise. Okay, so does it sound right? That's what we're asking with the ear picture. So if we're stuck on a tricky word and we have tried all of these other strategies and I'm sounding out the word the best I can, I need to stop and ask myself, okay, did that sound right? If it didn't sound right, we need to try a different strategy. Does it sound right? And then we have one more strategy. So right here I have a word, but I can't figure out what this word is. So what I'm going to do is try and take it apart and see if there are any words that I know. So I'm looking right here, or even right here, and I'm like thinking, all, I remember this sight word, all. So I'm going to take apart the word, take apart the one that I don't know, and just say the part I do know. All. Now I can put this sound on because I know the sound, and stick them together. All, ball. Oh, it's ball. So if I'm using this strategy, I want to ask myself, do I know any of the parts? Do I know any parts? Okay, so before we get started on using these strategies in our book, I want to go over some sight words. So I'm going to get my sight word cards and I'm going to be calling on students to help me figure out these words. If you know the word, I want you to use the raise your hand button, okay? I'll keep track of points again so you guys can see who's going to win. Is it going to be class or Miss Prince? So we have class or Miss Prince. Who's going to win? Okay. First word, go ahead and raise your hand if you think you know the word. Liam, that was super quick. Liam, what's the word?
I.
I, nice job. First word is I. 1 point for the class. Next word. Cadence. At. Nice job. 2 points for the class, 0 for Miss Prince. Okay, if you know the word, I want you to be using that raise your hand button. Next word. Xander. That was quick. On. Nice job, Xander. Next word. J-Mo. That was quick. is. Nice job. Point for the class. Okay, next word. Make sure your hand button is down now. So bracket, remember we need to make sure we're not just clicking it. It's either click it on or click it off. Thank you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Aaron.
Look.
Good job, Aaron. Look. Wow, that is 5 points for the class. Okay, hands down. 1, 2, 3. Sophia. Me. Nice job, Sophia. When we group tallies, once we have 5, we need to start a new group. 5, 6. All right, next card. 1, 2, 3. Use the raise hand button. Elias. Nice job, bud. 5, 6, 7. Oh, 0 for Miss Prince. That's okay. All right, last one. 1, 2, 3. Bracket. Nice job, bracket. Little. Little. You guys had 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Miss Prince had 0. That's okay. All right. So every day we're going to add more and more cards to that, and I'm just going to hold them up, and I want you guys to tell me what the card is, okay? You guys did awesome. So now we're going to practice our strategy.